Hey, what's up everyone? What's going on, Solar Family? It's James here. Happy Monday. Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day. Just want to give you guys some value and show you guys how to properly split test ad campaigns, especially for the guys that are already running Facebook campaigns. Whether you're in my course or maybe somebody else's course or maybe you're doing it yourself. It's super important to run split tests so you can basically increase your conversions and also decrease your ad spend, right? So I'm gonna break it all down for you guys here, especially for the ones, like I said, that's already running Facebook campaigns. This is definitely gonna help you guys out if you guys aren't using this strategy already. Because a lot of times when people run ads, they don't run any type of split test, right? To determine whether or not, they can make their current ad perform a lot better so they can get a lot more conversions, a lot more leads, and also decrease their ad spend, right? Super important to split test. But you know what, let me set this up. And as you guys are coming in, say what's up, say hello. I'm gonna put my phone on a tripod here, and I should have done this earlier. Totally apologize. And I'm gonna be setting this up. And as you guys are coming in, I totally apologize. I know it's moving around quite a bit. Give me a minute. And as those of you guys that are chiming in and coming in live, say what's up, say hello. Love to hear from you guys. And for those of you that are watching on a replay, say what's up anyway. Hopefully you guys can see that. Hopefully that's not backwards. Hold on one second. Let's see if I can fix that. Okay, hopefully that's fine now. Hopefully that's better. I'm just trying to set this on a tripod for you guys. Okay, yeah, I don't have much room to write. That's the only thing. And the topic of this video, I'm gonna help you guys run split tests, especially for the guys that are already running ads on Facebook. The idea is, hopefully you guys can see me, I gotta kind of squat down a little bit. The idea is for you guys to, reduce your ad spend and increase conversion, right? That's the whole purpose when you guys are running ads. That's your job as a marketer, because at this point, you're not a solar consultant anymore when you're running ads. You basically have your marketing hat on. And I'm showing you guys how to run split tests, which is really effective. Like I said, the idea is to increase your conversion and decrease your ad spend, right? And I'm gonna jump right into it if I can find my pen. Let me just go ahead and erase some of this stuff that I'm working on. And if you guys are coming on live, say what's up. Drop in and say hello. And for those of you guys that want to learn strategies on how to, generate leads through social media, there'll be a link somewhere around this video, whether you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook. There'll be a link there where you can actually join our social media mastery course, right? These are the kind of things that we teach in the course. And I'd love to have you in the course if you're not registered already. All right, so the topic is split testing. Let me see how high I need to write. So split testing. Can you still see that? I'll adjust the camera here in a second. Facebook ads. Totally apologize. I should have set this up before I jumped on, but I only have a few minutes because I got to pick up my son. All right, so if you're currently running Facebook ads right now, this video is for you. If not, this video is maybe not for you, right? This information is gonna go right over your head. But like I said, if you guys are interested in generating leads online, go ahead and click the link somewhere around this video. Join my course. I'm gonna walk you step by step through social media marketing. This is one of the things that we cover. So basically, if you don't know what split testing is, maybe you're currently running ads right now and you're wondering what the heck is split test. Basically what you're doing is running different variations of your ad to determine which one's gonna convert better to increase conversion and decrease your ad spend, right? So basically in a nutshell, that's what you're doing. So there's one way that I like to use, and I definitely learned this the hard way because I used to just run one ad and then I duplicated it. Basically, I duplicated in the campaign level, right? Because there's three different parts when you're running ads, right? Now, I know some of this might be kind of Hold on 1 second, this thing keeps turning. Some of this information might be kind of basic, but you want to start from the beginning, right? So there's when you're in your ads manager, there's let me see, make sure that there's a campaign, right? There's a campaign and there's a ad set. And I'll explain exactly what each one of these are, right? And there's the last part is basically the creative. That's where you actually create the ads and things like that to that nature, right? So these are the 3 categories when you're in your ads manager. So a lot of people, what they do when they're running split tests is they, say for example, they're running, let's go ad number 1, right? And then they create an audience, say the audience is United States. And then on the creative side, they're running, say for example, a picture ad, right? So I'll just put picture ad number 1, right? So typically what people do, right, especially if you're not too experienced on running split tests, what they do is they copy this, right? So they duplicate this over again. So what they do is they duplicate it. Now they have ad 2, United States, and then they go picture right over here. It could be this picture again, maybe a different picture. Picture, can't spell. And then ad 2, right? So this is basically what seems pretty obvious to do. But when you're doing this, you're literally like shooting yourself in the foot, right? Because if you understand Facebook, right? Facebook is based on an auction, right? Depending on who can, has the deepest pocket for that particular market, their ads are going to be served first, and then so on and so forth, right? Depending on your budget, right? And obviously, Facebook's algorithm is doing this, like, on its own. But if you're currently doing this, what's happening is you're competing against yourself, right? Because it's an auction, right? It's an auction. Say, for example, you're at an auction, you're at a car auction, and you want to buy, a car, and you're number 1, right? So, usually you put up, hey, who wants to buy, I don't know what they say, but hey, start at $100, right? And then they say, okay, number 1, $100, right? And then say, for example, you also have number 2, right? The number 2 sign. Now you're raising up your hand, number 2. So number 2. So they say, okay, number 2 has a higher bid of $150. So what's happening is you're basically bidding against yourself, right? And you're shooting yourself in the foot when you're duplicating your ad to run a split test going into campaign level, right? So instead of going into campaign level, right? Don't do that. Just don't do it. So basically, hopefully you understand, because it is an auction, and like I said, my analogy, I'm not sure if that's the best analogy I can give you guys, but if you're at a car auction and you're number 1, and then the auctioneer is like, okay, I got this starting bid, $100 for this car. Who wants it? You raise your hand. Okay, number 1, you have it. And you also have the number 2 flag, and then they say, okay, $150. Now who wants it for $150? And you also have the number 2. You raise your hand again, and they say, okay, number 2 has it now. Right? And you're just basically competing against yourself, right? That's what you need to understand when you're duplicating an ad at a campaign level. And that's why probably your ads are taking a dump, right? You're probably seeing not too many conversions anymore. If you were getting conversions with one campaign, and then now you doubled it, tripled it, quadrupled it, 10x'd it, assuming that, hey, you know what? This one particular ad is generating, 5 leads a day, and the kind of obvious thing to do is like, hey, let me go ahead and duplicate it at the campaign level. Let me duplicate 2x. Instead of getting 5 leads a day, if I duplicate it in the campaign level, instead of getting 2x, I should be getting 10 leads a day instead of 5, right? And then it works the total opposite. You're literally shooting yourself in the foot. So the way to do this, right? Don't duplicate it at the campaign level. And for right now, don't even duplicate it at the ad set level. I mean, the better situation is you actually duplicate it here in the ad set level, but you kind of change the audiences around. But I'll talk about that in another video, why you would start duplicating the ad set level. That's basically when you already have a campaign that's producing for you, because you already split tested it in the creative level. When you start getting a high converting ad in this level, then you can start creating multiple different ad sets in different states, different countries, because you can do the same exact thing here. You can actually cannibalize your ad if you duplicated it here, right? Say for example, let me explain this really quickly as well, so you guys can understand before I jump into the creative level. So pretend that you didn't duplicate it here in the campaign level, but you duplicated it here in the ad set level. And what's going to happen is you duplicated United States here again, right? And it's still all the same campaign. It's all one campaign with 2 ad sets and 2 creative. But, and also not really a but and also you, spell, and I totally apologize, I spelled that wrong. Picture. And you also created a duplicate. Obviously, when you create a duplicate here, it's also going to create a duplicate here, right? In the creative level. It's just going to automatically copy this whole thing, right? These 2 things, it's just going to copy that and just going to make another ad, right? So basically, what's going to happen is, now you're going to cannibalize yourself. Now you're bidding against yourself in the same exact country, right? So, you had good intentions in mind. You're like, you know what, let me change the picture and ad number 2 to run a split test to see whether or not that's going to be more efficient or more effective. But if you're currently running the same exact geographical location and you didn't change the geographical location, your ads is going to take a dump as well, right? Because now you're just, again, competing against yourself in the same state or the same country now. The only way this is going to work, instead of going United States, right? Maybe you would do, let me take that back. The only way that's going to work, say for example, you're targeting California, representing California, right? On ad number 1, you're targeting California. So the only way that's going to work, so it doesn't compete against itself, in ad set number 2, now you're targeting a different state, which is, say for example, Florida, right? I'm just throwing up some random, ad set states here. So that's the only way that's gonna work without cannibalizing your ad. If you duplicated your ad at the ad set level. But the idea is, this is a good strategy, like I said, but not right now. But when you're in the beginning stages of running your ads, the best place to split test is over here in the creative level. Right, so you're keeping the same ad, you're keeping the same campaign, you're keeping the same ad set, right? We're not trying to change that right now, but what we're doing is we're running variations of different creatives over here, right? So hopefully that makes sense, right? So, oops. So this is basically how it's gonna work. So this is the ad. Your ad set is targeting people in California, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna create multiple creatives, right? So picture ad number 1, picture ad number 2, this is number 3, picture ad number 4. I always like going 4. You can do more, definitely, still totally up to you, right? So basically what I'm telling Facebook is, this is the name of my campaign. I'm targeting people in California, or homeowners in California, and serve them these ads, right? So for example, as far as budget, this could just be at $5, right? $5 budget. Don't change that yet. Whatever you budgeted, whatever you're doing here in the ad set, whatever you have set there, leave it alone, right? Leave that alone, because right now we're just focusing on the creative. So this is my suggestion, right? Create 4 different creatives, 4. And then now what Facebook's gonna do is gonna serve all 4 of these, right, to your ideal homeowner that you targeted here, whatever that demographic is. And now you're gonna start seeing like, which is the highest performer here. And what you're basically doing here, right, you're split testing the picture, right? Because your ad, see if you can see it here. Your ad has a picture, right? And then it has the text and stuff in the bottom and things like that, right? So we're at this point, the only thing we're split testing is the actual picture, right? The only thing we're split testing a few things here. So the first thing you need to split test is the picture. And you say, you know what? I ran this for 24 hours. Say for example, picture 3 is the highest performer. Let me put this back. Picture 3, this guy's the winner, right? So what I'm gonna do is now I'm gonna split test. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna split test another part of my creative, right? So the next thing you need to split test is the headline, right? So the headline, this is actually not the right way. So basically there's a picture, there could be a call to action. Your headline is the text that's up here, right? The compelling message or copy that you have to get people to kind of get intrigued to click on the learn more or whatever your call to action is, right? That's basically what that's doing. So once you determine the picture that you want to use, right? Because you said, oh, you know what? This is the highest converting one. The next thing now you want to split test is the headline, right? So you're going to pick a different headline. You're going to pick the original headline. Sorry, this is really important. So this picture 1 here, right? Picture 3, this is the original headline. Whatever you used originally. So original, I can spell original headline. That's really important that you have a base, right? That this is what a benchmark that you're working off of, right? You make sure that you don't mess up this headline here because this is what you're working off of right now. This is your benchmark, right? So what you're gonna do now, because this is the highest converting photo, the next thing is let's see which is the highest converting headline, right? Hopefully you guys are starting to see this. You could track this as well, right? I suggest to create some sort of spreadsheet. I normally create a Excel spreadsheet to track all this, and that gives me the stats on each one when I'm split testing, whether that's a picture, whether that's headline, whether it's a text. So the next thing you need to check is the headline. Split test is the headline. And like I said, since number 3 won, keep the original headline there. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna use the photo, right? We're gonna change the photo here on ad number 1, and we're gonna put the photo, whatever this photo is in ad 3, to number 1 ad, number 2 ad, and number 4 ad, right? That's super important. That's like the next step, is make sure now all 4 ads are uniform, that they all have the same exact picture. And hopefully you guys are starting to get the picture. So basically that's kind of cheesy. But yeah, so now you change all of the picture and all 3 of these ads, except, you know, headline number 3 or ad number 3. Now we're gonna start changing the headline, right? Headline. So you're gonna create three separate headlines, because you're gonna keep the original headline here. You're gonna change the headline here. Sorry, let me change this real quick. I gotta get going soon. I'll make this quick. You're gonna change the headline here. You're gonna change, this is gonna be the original headline. You're gonna change the headline here, right? So hopefully you guys are starting to see like there's a methodology. We're running a split test, right? Like I said, if you guys haven't joined my course, you guys can click the link somewhere around this video. You can join the course. We dive in deep about all this stuff, right? And the great thing is you don't have to be tech savvy. You just have to have a Facebook account, and not necessarily a Facebook account. If you don't have a Facebook account, we'll show you how to create a Facebook account. But you should have a Facebook account. But see what I'm doing here? So now I'm gonna run the test again. I'm gonna wait 24 hours. I've already updated the headline. I already have a baseline here, which is ad number 3, right? Now I'm gonna wait again for about 24 hours. Now I'm gonna find out which is the highest converting ad that's, you know, in my creatives, right? As soon as I identify which is the highest creating ad, I'm gonna do the same thing over again, right? So now I'm gonna do it for the text, right? You see where I'm going with this, right? Sorry, I can't finish up this whole entire video. Like I said, if you guys wanna dive in deeper and learn these strategies, join my course. And it's not only Facebook marketing that we go over in a course, we go over a whole social media marketing, whether that's Facebook ads, YouTube, and also websites, right? So we also drive traffic to websites. I'll show you guys how to generate leads to websites as well. And don't worry, we'll teach you guys, if you guys have zero budget to, you know, you have a little budget, zero budget, don't worry about it. We'll teach you strategies when you have no budget. Obviously, you're gonna put in a little bit more work. It's gonna take a little more elbow grease, maybe a little bit more time, but you can still generate leads using our strategy with very little to no budget, right? Let me finish up here really quick because I gotta pick up my son. And you guys can do this on your own because the last thing you need to do is the text, right? So hopefully you guys are seeing the pattern here because like I said, there's a methodology. So now you're running a split test on a headline and now you're gonna determine which is the best performing headline, right? Say for example, now, instead of ad number 3 as the highest performing ad, maybe now it jumps to ad number 1, right? Because now the reason why I did that is because this was the original ad with the photo, which was the highest converting photo. Now we actually used all the same photos for all the ads and we just changed the headline, right? So now homeowners are more likely to opt into ad number 1 with the photo that we did on the first split test. And now they're more willing to opt in on the headline that we just ran on the second split test, right? So you just need to do this over and over again for each of your campaigns. And then the last thing you're gonna do is basically your what is that? Newsfeed link. That's the last thing you're gonna run, right? There's a text, there's a headline, right? The headline basically goes right here, right? So the first thing you need to focus on is here, right? Which is the picture. This is the headline. That's the next split test. And then you have the headline. Then you actually have the text right up here, right? You have this text. This is the third thing. So this is the second split test. First split test, second split test, the headline. Third split test is the text. And the last one is the call to action text down there, right? Which is the newsfeed link text. So news feed text is the fourth and final split test that you do, right? You just keep on doing this. I already showed you guys how to do 2 of them, right? You just got to do it for the other 2 when you're running split tests on your ads, right? Hopefully this helps. Hopefully this helps. I know it sounds a little confusing, even though you've already running ads or whatnot online, you know, excuse me, on Facebook. It sounds a little confusing if you're not doing it this way, but this is the most effective way. And this is how every social media marketer are running ads, whether it's solar, fitness company, products, other products, services, whatever it may be. This is how you run a split test, right? And it's really important that you run split tests when you're running Facebook ads, right? If you're running Facebook ads and you're not running split tests, dude, you're shooting yourself in the foot. You're wasting a lot of money. Wasting a lot of money, especially if you guys are doing split tests already and you're using the old strategy or the other strategies, not really old, the other strategy that I showed you in the beginning of this video, then you're really shooting yourself in the foot, right? Because now you're competing against each other. So that's how you run a proper split test. And like I said, if you guys want to dive in deeper, there's going to be a link somewhere on this video, whether you're watching this on Facebook, on YouTube, maybe on our website. There's a link somewhere on the video. Join our course, social media mastery course. Click the link. We're going to teach you advanced strategies. This is not really as advanced, but this is something that you really need to understand when you're running Facebook ads. We're going to teach you strategies, how to generate leads on YouTube, on Facebook, and also creating websites, right? With very little to no budget. If that sounds like you, click the link. Not too sure exactly where that video is gonna be at. It's very limited. We're only training a handful of people. And once we train that handful of people, this course is going away, right? And obviously we probably teach a different course, but the the social media marketing course is gonna go away, right? It's done, right? So because we don't wanna just saturate the market and teach everyone our strategies, right? We just wanna teach a handful of people that wanna get down and dirty, that are serious about growing their business and generating leads online and growing their pipeline. If that sounds like you, there's links all around this video. Other than that, hopefully you guys got some value from this. Run this regardless if you're joining the course. You need to know how to properly split test. Use this when you're running campaigns, right? Other than that, thank you for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe so you get all of my updated videos as it comes out. Thanks for watching. Goodbye for now.